Welcome back to my channel. I'm your host, and tonight we are back in the realm of tattoos and their terrifying consequences. Remember to subscribe if you haven't already so you don't miss our next stories. And now let's begin. The nightmare starts with ink, the type that crawls under your skin and doesn't stay there. No, sir. It's the kind that burrows into your bones, seeps into your veins, and awakens something that shouldn't be awake. This is the Parasyte tattoo. Let me tell you about it. There was once a small town nestled between snow-capped mountains and a restless sea. It was called Dead Man's Cove because no one knew who had given it that name and no one dared ask. But in the center of town sat a Victorian house with peeling paint and boarded windows. It stood alone like a tombstone on a hill overlooking the town and harbor. Locals called it the Watcher House. No one lived there, or at least that's what everyone said. One day, a young man named Elias arrived in town. He was tall and lean with eyes that gleamed like distant stars and a hunger that could never be satiated. When he walked the streets of Dead Man's Cove, people felt a chill despite the summer sun. Some claimed they heard whispers on the wind, others that they felt a cold touch on their shoulders, though no one was there. Elias had brought something with him, something that lurked in the shadows behind him, feeding on fear and despair. He went to the Watcher House and knocked on the door. It creaked open as if beckoning him inside. Then he did something that shocked everyone in town. He painted the front door a bright red. Next day, he painted the door a deeper shade of red, almost black. People whispered about him, wondering why he stayed in the haunted house and why he kept painting the door. Little did they know, each stroke of the brush released something from beyond, a creature born of darkness that craved human warmth and life. Finally, the day came when Elias stood before a mirror holding a silver tray with crimson paint and dipped his finger in it. He traced lines on his face, eyes, arms, chest, mimicking a spider crawling on his skin. Each stroke unleashed a wave of chilling energy that made the air crackle. Then he stepped outside and shouted, "I am the spider, the master of fear," and a dark figure emerged from the shadows behind him, taking shape before their horrified eyes. It was a monster, all because of the color he had painted on his skin. In the old legends, there were two kinds of skin-deep terror. One was a curse carried by bloodlines, passed down from parents to children, making them shapeshifters with powers over shadow and fear. The other was a mark done intentionally, a deal struck with entities from beyond our world, gaining abilities in exchange for one's soul. But sometimes, and this is important, sometimes the line between these two types of horror is blurred. Sometimes the intentional mark becomes hereditary, passed on through ink instead of blood. But why would anyone choose such a fate? Why would someone willingly become a living vessel for unimaginable horrors? Well, some say it's for power, the intoxicating allure of bending reality to one's whim. Others speak of forbidden knowledge, the secrets whispered from beyond the veil that drive mortals insane. But maybe it's simpler than that. Maybe it's just the thrill of the unknown, the allure of the abyss staring back at you from the depths of your own being. Whatever the reason, there are those who seek it out, and among them are the most curious, the most desperate, and the most damned. These are the ones who go to places where shadows stretch long and sunlight dares not tread, to find those who hold the forbidden knowledge, the keepers of the ancient arts. Here, in the heart of the cursed city, where neon lights cast eerie shadows and whispers of forgotten lore linger in the damp alleys, there exists a tattoo parlor. Many have sought it out, drawn by the promise of skin-deep secrets, but few ever return to tell the tale. For once you step through its doors, you become part of a story that's older than time itself, a story written in blood and etched in bone. Adam always thought tattoos were cool. When he learned he was going to Japan, he decided to get a tattoo. He wanted something that would blow his mind, and what better place to get it than Japan? While walking around Tokyo, he found it, a small tattoo shop hidden down a dark alley. He figured if he couldn't find it again, it was meant to be. When he entered the shop, he saw an old Japanese man sitting in a chair. The man had a glass eye, and his hands trembled as he looked at Adam. "You want the parasite? I can give it to you. But know this, it's not just ink. You may not be able to control it," the man warned. But Adam just laughed, thinking it was part of the old man's mystique. After finishing the tattoo, Adam looked at himself in the mirror. It was perfect. The detail was amazing, but something was off. He looked closer and realized the tattoo was pulsing slightly. He shook it off and went home. That night, he dreamed of a creature moving under his skin, of eyes opening in the darkness, and of whispers in a language he didn't understand. He woke up and looked at the tattoo. It seemed to glow faintly in the moonlight. Adam tried to ignore it, but as days passed, the tattoo became more vivid. Its tendrils writhed like living snakes, and its eyes seemed to follow him. Then strange things started happening. Objects moved on their own. Doors opened and closed on their own, and Adam caught himself speaking in a language he didn't know. He was losing control. Adam tried to hide it, but the tattoo spread. Soon it covered his entire arm and it grew more active. Adam tried to remove it, but the tattoo refused to come off. It burned his skin and wouldn't let him touch it. Desperate, Adam went back to the tattoo parlor, but it was gone. The building was destroyed and there was no trace of the old man. Adam was trapped with the tattoo, powerless and terrified. He searched for answers and found an ancient folktale. Legend has it that a parasite from another realm once fed on human souls through ink. It was sealed away, but its essence lingered in tattoos passed down through generations. Those who bore these tattoos became vessels for the parasite, granting them powers beyond their wildest dreams and nightmares. Adam's tattoo wasn't just ink. It was a living thing, a parasite that had been dormant for centuries, waiting for someone like him to bring it back to life. And now it was consuming him, body and soul. As the tattoo spread across his body, Adam felt himself changing. His senses sharpened, his strength increased, and he could feel the parasite's presence growing stronger. He could hear it whispering to him, urging him to embrace its power. But Adam knew that with great power comes great danger. He could feel the darkness within him growing, threatening to consume him completely. He didn't want to become a monster, but he didn't know how to stop the tattoo from spreading. It seemed like there was no hope for him, that he was doomed to become a living vessel for a parasite from another realm. As the tattoo consumed him, Adam realized that he wasn't alone in this fight. There were others who had the same mark, others who were struggling to control the parasite within them. And so he reached out to them, hoping that together they could find a way to stop the tattoo from spreading. They shared their experiences, their fears and their hopes, and they realized that they weren't as different as they thought. Together they uncovered more of the folklore, learning that the tattoo could be stopped, but it required a great sacrifice. The parasite thrived on human emotion, so to weaken it, Adam and the others had to suppress their emotions, to become empty vessels devoid of feeling. It was a difficult path, but they were willing to do whatever it took to stop the tattoo from consuming them. Through their combined efforts, they managed to slow the spread of the tattoo, pushing back the darkness that threatened to engulf them. But the victory was short-lived. The parasite was too powerful, and it eventually broke through Adam's defenses, spreading across his body and enveloping him in darkness. As the parasite consumed him, Adam felt himself changing, becoming something more, something powerful. He could feel the darkness within him growing, and yet he wasn't afraid. He had accepted his fate and embraced the power that came with it. Now Adam roams the shadows, not as a man, but as a monster, a living tattoo, a curse that haunts the skin of those who dare to bear it. He is the legend, the cursed protector, and they call him the living tattoo. What did you think of the story? Do you believe in the legend of the Parasyte tattoo? And would you dare get a Parasyte tattoo after hearing this? Share your thoughts with us. We would love to hear from you. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this story, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more scary tales.